Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a review, and this time I want to do a review of the recently launched Blood Angels Codex. So I have the digital format, and now I want to do just a review of what is in that codex, and I will focus more on the rules and what is new versus previous editions. So if we go chapter by chapter into the codex, and I will explain what is different and what's new and what you can expect from this codex. So they follow the common of the 7th edition codex, starting with the list of the wargear. Then we have all the list of the units later, and at the end we have all the special rules. So if we start with the list of the wargear, we see that in the list is the common weapons from Space Marines. The only thing that I think it's unique from the Blood Angels is the Inferno pistol that is also present on the Adeptas Sororitas, and then they include now the Gvaff pistol and the Gvaff gun into the list that they don't used to have it before. Also, it's interesting to see that everybody can take jump packs in the Blood Angels, so you can have tank marines with jump packs that are not very common in other chapters. So you can have the full all the characters with jump packs. I will go more into detail later on the relics and what the different relics can do. We have also the dreadnought weapons, and we have the Blood Angels vehicle equipment is the common, Dozer Blade, Stonebolt, the extra armor, and Hunt and Kill missile. So now then we go into the troops, and the first we start with the headquarters. So the first quarter we find is the captain. Here is, I don't have to say any special thing. It costs 90 points and have all the common equipment from the captain, have access to the relics. The thing that I think it's common in all the units from the Blood Angels, all them have Furious Charge. So normally the special rules they have commonly are and they shall know no fear and Furious Charge for all the units. So and then the captain is very common to the rest of very similar to any other captain from the other chapter, having also the Iron Halo, frag missiles, and then you can have any combination of equipment that you want to have. It's and the stats are the common weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength and toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks, and leadership 10 and armor save 3, but you can take any equipment you want. So nothing really special on the captain. Then the next one that we have in the list is the librarian. Here we have to say that the Blood Angels have a deep, how it's called this, have a new discipline that is called Sanguinary discipline. I will go more in detail later on. So then, of course, the librarian can have access to this discipline as well. So the disciplines that have access is Sanguinary, Biomancy, Demonology, Divination and Pyromancy, and also have the Furious Charge and can be upgraded to level 2 and have access to the equipment as normal. Okay, also can be equipped with a Terminator if you want, or can have jump packs. So you can have a librarian with jump packs if you want. Then the next one that we have in the list is the Capitan Tico, and in the previous edition it has 2 entries. You have the Captain Tico Master of Sacrifice. It's equipped with armor set, so it goes with Artificer armor, bolt pistol, frag, crack grenades, digital weapons, and Iron Halo, and have the Red Rampage as a Warlord trait that is giving Rage. Is giving Rampage. Or it's given Rampage that we will cover later on more the Warlord traits. And then special rules, and they shall know no fear, Furious Charge, Hatred to Orcs, and is an independent character. And the weapon that have is a combi weapon that is a combi fusion, that the bolt and the bolt part is 24 inches, strength 4 and AP 4, rapid fire mastercraft, and then the melta is a common, well, it's 18 inches, strength 8, AP 1, assault, melta, mastercraft, and 1 use. So it's a fancy combi weapon. It's good that in a chapter that is dedicated to the assault, he have one of the most fancy combi weapons. And we have the same version, but Tycho the Lost Falling Star, that is when he fall to how it's called this, and then when he's part of the Death Company, and now he's carrying the combi weapon as well, and on top of the rules I mentioned before, now he has as well Fearless, Feel No Pain, Furious Charge, Hate with Orcs, Independent Character, Rage, and Relentless. So have a lot of, it's quite a tricky one because have a lot of skills for close combat, but have not a real good close combat weapon. The only close combat weapon is the ball pistol plus the digital weapons. So it's a curious combination. And the Relentless, I don't think have any type of use because normally it's not carrying any heavy weapons, so it doesn't matter if it's Relentless or not. Okay. So the only of course you cannot include Tycho the Lost if in the army includes Captain Tycho, and Tycho the Lost only can join the Death Company. Okay, because have fallen into the Black Rage, I think it's called. Then following with the HQ, we have the Librarian Dreadnought. It's master level 1 and also have access to Sanguinary. Can be upgraded to master level 2, can have also a drop pod, dedicated transport, and have to take the Warlord, and here is the fancy thing on this one, have to take the Warlord from this book, cannot take Warlord traits from other books. Have the Furioso Halberd, that is a Dreadnought weapon that have force and is strength plus 2, so it's a strength 10, and at the same time it's a force weapon. Have a Psychic Hood, and it's equipped with a power fluid with a Stone Bolter that can change, and the common of is an assault Dreadnought with a force weapon. Then we have Mephiston, the Mephiston Lord of Death. I think now, the Mephiston have weapon skill 6, well 6 skill 5, strength and toughness 5, 3 wounds, 5 in initiative 5, 4 attacks and leadership 10 and 2 plus save. Have not any, I think I couldn't find that haven't any invulnerable save. He have Artificer Weapon, Plasma Pistol, Force Sword, Frag Grenade, Psychic Hood, and then the special rules he has are, and they shall know no fear, fleet, furious charge, independent character, and this is cycle level 3. Have the transfixing gaze, so roll 2d6 at the start of the fight subphase, in which Mephiston is in fighting challenge. If the result is greater or equal than opponent leadership, Mephiston melee attacks will until the end of the sol will hit on 2+. So irrespective, independently what is the weapon skill of the opponent. And then he's carrying the Sanguinary Sword. I have the power with the Sanguinary Sword, that is charge 1, is a blessing that targets Mephiston. While this power is in effect, his force sword have strength 10. So it's a beast in close combat that can boost his strength to 10. So can destroy almost any vehicle, and is quite resilient, although he has not any vulnerable save. If you take the Sanguinary powers, he can have the 5+ invulnerable save, that is one of the powers, but you have to work it if you want to have invulnerable save on him. So if we keep going, the next one is Sanguinor, the Golden Angel. This is clearly a close combat dedicated guy. Have weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 4, weapon skill 3, initiative 6, 4 attacks, leadership 10, and 2 plus armor save. I think all the special characters have 2 plus armor save, all have artificer armor. Have the Encarming Sword, Frag Grenades, Death Mask, Iron Halo, and Jump Pack. The Encarming Sword is part of the new equipment for the Blood Angels. If I go very fast to the armory, we'll see that the Sanguinary, this type of swords. So they have a new type of weapon that is like a power weapon, but on top is Mastercraft two-handed and unwieldy for the X. And if you take a sword, is melee Mastercraft two-handed. So it's Mastercraft, but you don't have the additional attack for handling close combat weapon and pistol. So yeah, it's a miss. I think this guy is very good in close combat, but the problem is very good against normal marines or against infantry. If you put in him something that have high toughness or high or armor, you have strength 5, but you are going to you have to be careful. So it's very good against infantry, not that good against monstrous creature, because you will have problems to wound. So I also have the special rules Eternal Warrior, what making him very resilient. Have Fearless and Furious Charge, doesn't have any vulnerable save neither. Then have the Aura of Fervor. All other friendly units of the Blood Angels faction within 6 inches of the Sanguinary add +1 to the attack, and the Sanguinary rerolls failed to hit and to wound rules. So it's what they say, it's extremely good against infantry. You have to be careful against if you fight in Dreadnoughts. Don't get stuck against a Dreadnought or something like that, because then you will not be able to penetrate the armor. The next one in the list is Astorath, Redeemer of the Lost. It's costing now 165 points. It's another, you have a lot of close combat guys. This is close combat chaplain. Have the Furious, as any other chaplain, have Furious Charge, independent character, and is Zealot, and have the Liturgies of Blood, as you, and then also have Artificer armor, and have the Rosarius. So, and have weapon skill 6. So all the Blood Angels are pretty good and very aggressive in close combat. This guy is carrying an axe that have +1 to strength, and then have the killing strike. So if you roll a 6 when wounding, you instant kill. You wound and you instant kill. Doesn't matter the toughness of the opponent. It's also unwieldy and two-handed, so you have to first be able to survive the attacks of your enemy. Following in Nechkus, there are a lot of options this time. We have also a Sanguinary Priest as an option. Remember, all these can be, if you want, except the independent characters, but all the normal characters except the special characters, all the independent characters can have jump packs if you want. So the Sanguinary Priest, it's weapon skill 5 and ballistic skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 10. It's costing 60 points. And have the power armor, the chainsaw, the frag and crack grenades, the wood of Chalice, and the Nartheticum. And the blood of Chalice, I forgot what I can tell you what is giving. Just 1 minute. I look here. So yeah, I think the just 1 minute. I look into the equipment. So the Blood Chalice, all models of the Blood Angels faction in a unit includes at least one model with the blood, add +1 to weapon skill. So this is what is adding, and so if you add this into the unit, you will have feel no pain +1 to the weapon skill, so making your marines even stronger in close combat. So as you see, all once you start looking all on this, it's very dedicated to go into close combat. A lot of things to boost the number of attacks, a lot of things to increase the ability. Some, there are not that many to increase the strength. You also will see that in the Warlord trades there are a lot of to add attacks. So against infantry, Blood Angels are going to be very, very strong in close combat, because they will be able to deliver a lot of attacks. So if we keep, this is going to be, this guy is a booster for unit. So you will add +1 attack. You can also keep him with any equipment that you want from the melee ranged. Can have also, if you want, jump packs, and it have full charges on all the ones. So it will give feel no pain, and it will give the +1 attack. So yeah, you can try to combine him maybe with Mephiston in the same unit, and then you will have feel no pain on Mephiston. Then we have Brother Corbulo, Keeper of the Red Gvile. The problem of this guy is that doesn't have jump pack if you want to play, if you want to go with everybody in jump packs. And it's the only special character with power armor. So have power armor, ball pistol, flak and crack grenades, and the Nartheticum. If you take him, you have the speed of the Premac. We are going to go later on the different Warlord traits, and then have Furious Charge and have the rule that is forcing A. So once per game, you can decide to reroll seize initiative, to reroll some reserve, or to reroll a hit, to wound, or a single saving throw. So you have a reroll. You can reroll 1 dice during the game, and then his Chalice is better than the other Chalices because it's giving. So it's called the Red Gvile. All friendly units with a flute at 6 inches from Corbulo, including Corbulo himself, add +1 to their weapon skill and initiative. So making him quite, is a boost, is another booster for the units. And he's carrying a chainsaw that is adding +1 to strength and is melee and rending. So it's a fancy chainsaw, but it's not. This guy is mainly there to boost other units in close combat. We also have the Tank Marine. We also have the Tank Marine in the HQs, and here is I think is the only chapter that can have the Tank Marine with jump packs. And then if you go to the servitors, you have also servitors. You might instead you can have servitors with jump pack as well. So you can have, as any other chapter, you can have servitors. You might upgrade a servo arm. So yeah, might instead replace the servo arm with a jump pack for free. So you can, and then might take. Sorry, I was confused. So what can do is but then if you take servitors, cannot make no sense to make jump packs. So he can take jump packs, but not the servitors, and you have the common servitors. And that you have in any, so you have the heavy bolter, the multi-melt, and the plasma cannon servitors. Okay, then if we go, and also we keep in the HQs, we have the chaplain. Chaplain have is almost the same as in any other chapter. Power armor, ball pistol, the cross user cannon, the frag grenade, and the Rosarios have Furious Charge, independent against the Aelot. What we have not is the Liturgies of Blood. What I'm checking here, have not the Liturgies, and can have any equipment that we want. Can change range. Can have a special. So cannot have melee weapons, but can replace the crosses or cannon by the power fist. Or you can take Relics of Baal if you want. Okay. Can also be in Terminator. I think it's the same as any other chapter. So cannot take a sword or cannot take an axe because have the crosses or cannon, but you can have a power fist if you want. Okay. Then the next one is the tactical squad, and now when we go to troops, this is one of the difference. Now in troops we have the tactical squad. I will not say anything about that. It's the same tactical squad in any other Space Marine chapter. They cost 70 points for 5. So you can also increase by 14 points per model, and they have Furious Charges, a special rule compared to other. And the same upgrades as any other chapter. They can have a heavy weapon if you have 10. They can have one. The sergeant can have melee and ranged weapons. You can upgrade the sergeant to veteran. The sergeant also can have melta bombs, and so it's nothing different. And they also can have a dedicated transport to any other chapter. So nothing special to say here. And then in the troops, continuing with the troops, we also have the Scout Squad. And if I'm not wrong, because I'm not using them a lot, but the Scout are exactly the same as in any other chapter. They also can have they are equipped with ball gun, ball pistol, fact grenades, and the Scout armor. And then they shall know no fear. Combat squad for charge, infiltrate, and move through cover and scout. You can include, they cost 5 with the sergeant, 55 points, and then you can increase by 5 more, by 11 points per model. And they have some different. You can add camo cloaks as in the Space Marines. I think they have exactly the same type of equipment. They can have a sniper rifle, and then you can equip one of them with the heavy bolter or the missile launcher. So it's the same that you can find in any other chapter, with the difference that they have Furious Charge as the rest of the chapter. So you can try to use them for close combat, or maybe these are the ones that you will use for as a tactical. And then we go into the elites, and the first squad in the elites, and I think this is a little bit different from other chapters. We have the common squad. If I'm not wrong, in other chapters these are part of the HQs. The common squad costs 100 points and is composed by 3 veterans, a company champion, and a sanguinary novitiate. Okay, so it's the how it's called is the I forgot now the so it's okay. It's the also the one that have the nartheticum. So the one that feel no pain. So it's the standard composition of a common squad with the veterans, and then you have the power armor, ball pistol, the chainsaw. They have Furious Charges as the rest of the chapter. They have honor or death. So a model with this rule that is the champion as well. Model with this rule always issue challenges. So it's the same rules that we find in other common squads from other chapters. They have also access to a lot of different melee ranged weapons, special weapons. So you can equip them and personalize as you want. And then you are. I think the difference is that you have the champion and the novitiate without any upgrade, so they are mandatory in this unit. And of course they are composed of 5 marines, and you cannot increase the number in the case. 100 points plus all the equipment normally goes very expensive if you want an elite unit. Then we have the Death Company Squad. It's costing now 100 points for 5, so it's 20 per marine. You can increase up to 10 by 20 more per marine, so you will go to 200. They are equipped with power armor, ball, pistol, chainsaw, frag and crack grenades. They have fearless, feel no pain, furious charge, rage and relentless. So if you want, you can shoot in the rapid fire and charge. They might include up to 10. Yeah, this is any Death Company Marine might replace his ball pistol by a ball gun for free if you want. I guess if you are oriented to close combat, you want to keep the ball pistol plus the close combat weapon, except if you take unwieldy. For example, the one with power fist can have a ball gun and power fist, because make no advantage to have the pistol, and because you are relentless, you can still shoot the ball gun and then charge and hit with the power fist. So it's just a way to maximize the abilities of your so to maximize the equipment you put on your unit. Any Death Company Marine might replace his ball pistol by a chainsaw, or the chainsaw by, you can add a power weapon in any of them. You can add a power fist, or you can add a thunder hammer. This was as before. Any Death Company Marine may replace his ball pistol with the following. You can have a hand flammer, so you can have as many hand flammers, an Inferno's pistol and plasma pistol as you want. Although they are cost 10 and 15 points for the Inferno and plasma, so you have to be careful, because very easily you can go to irrational cost of points. You can have them on feet, or you can add 3 points per model, so 23 points per marine if they go in jump packs. So yeah, a lot of options, a lot of ways to personalize. Clearly it's a close combat unit, but you have to be careful with the equipment. They are quite strong with the Feel No Pain and the Armor 3+, but they still marine, so if you invest a lot of points here, be careful. Of course, they will eliminate anything that they assault, or almost anything. And then in elites, you have Le Martes, Guardian of the Lost, that is the chaplain that normally goes in the Death Company unit. Have the power armor, ball, pistol, frag, crack, grenade, jump pack, and the Rosarios, Feel No Pain, Furious Charge, independent character, Rage, Relentless, and Zealot. Is the Guardian of the Lost, so the Martes can only join Death Company squad if you take him, but you can take him alone if you want. And the first, it's Furion Bone, so the first time the Martes loses a wound, add +1 to the strength and attacks for the remainder game. So have 2 wounds. Of course, if you lose the second one, you will die. But if you lose the first wound, you will have then +1 to strength, so strength 5 and 3 attacks. And then the weapon that he's carrying is the Blood Crucius. It's +2 strength, AP4 as any other, and the only difference is Mastercraft. So it's also conclusive and Mastercraft. So it's not bad, but it's just probably another independent character. Then we have the Sanguinary Guard. Is the super elite jump pack infantry. They cost 165 points for 5. They have weapon skill and ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 10, so they are like veteran marines. They are equipped with artificer armor, Angelus ball gun, and Carmine sword, that is, remember, is Mastercraft, frag and crack grenades and jump pack. They have fearless and they have furious charge. And then you might include up to 5 more, but each one is costing 33 points. The entire squad might have Death Mask, +1 point per model. One Sanguinary Guard might carry the Chapter Banner, that is 25 points. And then any Sanguinary can replace the ball gun by the Inferno pistol or by a plasma pistol. And if I look, I don't know by heart, I don't remember by heart what the ball gun they have, the Angelus ball gun do. Just if I make a fast look to that one. So the Angelus ball gun is a strength 4, AP 4, assault 2. So it's quite it's a more penetrating, have less range than a stone bolter, but have better penetration. So it's not a bad weapon. Let's go back to Sanguinary. It's a super elite. I think it didn't change, and it's a very strong unit for close combat weapon, for close combat. Then if we keep looking, we have the Dreadnought. Dreadnought, it's the same. Again, all the units have Furious Charge, same as other chapters, nothing new here. And we have the Death Company Dreadnought as before, and I don't see big differences, so we still have the different type of Dreadnoughts. I will not go now into detail because it's taking too long. We have also the Furioso Dreadnought, the one dedicated to close combat. Then we have the in Elite we still have the Terminator Squad, the Terminator Assault Squad. So, and then we have the Vanguard Veteran Squad. That is the ones that have, and the special rules they have is, so it are the veterans, the assault marine that are veterans. They cost 95 points for 5. So and then you also have different ways to equip them. They cost 90. You can add up to 10 for 19 points per model. They have their heroic intervention as the Vanguard Marines from the other chapters. Any model can replace his bolt pistol or chainsaw by the hand flammer or the graph weapon. So you also can personalize completely the equipment. So you can be very crazy with the Blood Angels with these elite units. You can equip them as you want. Then you have also the Stengard Veteran Squad if you want it. Same. The only difference is that they have Furious Charge. It's very all the common units from Space Marines are the same, but the difference is that they don't have they have Furious Charge instead of the chapter tactics. Then in fast attack we also have the Rhino. I will not say anything about the Rhino, but the Rhino, yeah, the only thing I will say, sorry, is that all they have the overcharge engines, and then I will look later on the rules, but the vehicles, this fast vehicle, overcharge engines, what gives them, the Rhinos are fast vehicle as well. So Rhino is fast vehicle for the Blood Angels. Razorback and does not have the overcharge engines, is also fast vehicle, and it's the same as any other, it's the same as the Razorback for any other chapter. Then we have the Drop Pod. Nothing to explain here, and the Drop Pod is the same as any other. Then we have the Land Speeder Squadron. So it's the squadron is made with one Land Speeder, and you can add 2 additional, so as any other chapter, and you have the same combinations if I'm not wrong. I'm going very fast, maybe I'm missing something, but I'm pretty sure they have the same combination as any other chapter and as well. Then we have the Assault Squad, and this is one of the differences we have from previous codex. No, the Assault Squad is not any more troops. No, it's again fast attack. So we will be forced to have or tactical marines or scouts if we go for the standard organization chat. So yeah, the assault marines have the same, the common things. They can have 1 flamer. They cost 17 points per model. They can have flamer, or can have melta gun, or hand flammer, or can have a plasma gun, inferno pistol, or plasma pistol. So, and then this, you can have 2 of them per unit, and then they have pistol and chainsaw, and then you have the sergeant that can have any equipment that you want as well. And then we keep going. We have also the bikes, as any other chapter, again with Furious Charge as the chapter tactics. We have also the Attack Bike Squad, also with Furious Charge, and you also can add up to 3, so they costing 45 points, and then you can add 2 more for 45 points each. they can take melt as any other. These are the same as other, but you also have the scout bikes. I will not go into detail. The scout bikes are on the same. We have the Storm Raven. Then the flyer they have in the Storm Raven, I think is in heavy. So we will now go to heavy support, and the first one is the Storm Raven. It's the same as any other as in any other chapter. It's costing 200 points and it's the same type of equipment. Nothing special on the Storm Raven. And we have the Devastator squad. It's very cool that they have Furious Charge. I don't think you are going to use Furious Charge on Devastator squad. We have Baal Predator, that is fast vehicle. So and it's as before with the Twin-Link Assault Cannon, and can take sponsons with heavy bolters or flamers. I can change the Assault Cannon, or it's coming with the Assault Cannon. Can change the Assault Cannon by the Flamestorm Cannon. So we have the Predator. I don't think Predator have overcharge. No, Predator have not the overcharge engine. Same Predators as in any other chapter. Vindicator. I will not go Whirlwind. These are the same. We have the Whirlwind, and then we have all the different types of Land Riders. Okay, we go fast here, and then we go into Lords, into the Lords of War, and we have their Commandante Dante, Chapter Master of the Blood Angels. I have to look this into more detail. We can dedicate some time here. It's a jump pack infantry character. It's of course it's unique. Have artificer weapon, inferno pistol, quack grenades, iron hollow, jump pack. Have the Descent of Angels as a warlord trait. And have the Shell Know No Fear. Is Eternal Warrior, Furious Charge, hit and run, independent character. So it's 4+ invulnerable save, have 4 wounds. It's the thing now, it's quite strong. 2+ plus 4+ invulnerable save, plus being Eternal Warrior. And then the weapon that have is being +2 strength, is AP2 and is Mastercraft. So the axe and it's not unwieldy. So you attack at initiative with a weapon that with strength 6 and AP2. So it's not a bad combination. And then if you are not happy, you have the crack grenade, and you also have the inferno pistol in case. So you only have to avoid, what you have to avoid is armor 13, because you are not going to be able to penetrate armor 13. Any other thing you can fight against, and he's quite resilient with Eternal Warrior on 4 wounds and the 4+ invulnerable save is making him quite resilient. Okay. And then if Commander Dante is your Warlord and the mission you are playing has tactical objective mission special rule on a special roll on a tactical traits table immediately before deploying the first unit in your army. Dante has this Warlord trait in addition to the Descent of the Angels. So you have another Warlord trait, a part of the Warlord trait that he already have. Okay. And then have the Death Mask of Sanguinus. Death Mask of Sanguinus. Dante have the Fear special rule. Furthermore, instead of the fight to face all enemies, units locking combat, and I think 6 inches from Dante must take a fear test. Not just so it's a fear test at 6 inches from him, not just the unit in base contact. So it's quite strong. It's not bad. And then we have also another Chapter Master as a Lord of War, that is Gabriel Seth, Chapter Master of the Flesh Tearers. It's 155 points. This one have not Artificer Armor, have Power Armor, War Pistol, Frag and Crack Grenades and Iron Hollow. And has Fearless, Furious Charge, Independent Character and Rage. Has the Whirlwind of Gore, so when Gabriel sets fights in close combat, any to hit roll of 6 cause 1 additional hit on the target. And then the weapon have a strength by 2, AP4 is melee, rending and 2-handed. So it's very strong. I think it's a vehicle killer. and have the red rampage that is given rampage. So I think he's a vehicle killer because it's going to be strength 8, attacking at initiative with AP 4, and he's rending. So if you're fighting also monsters or any other thing, but I think the strong thing here is he's going to be very good against vehicles. Okay, and that's all the entries, and then we go to we have one formation that is called the Blood Angels Battle Company, that is composed of 1 captain, 1 chaplain, 1 command squad, 6 tactical, 2 assault squads, 2 devastator squads. So it's almost a full company there. We have a full company with the Death Company, the squad, the Dreadnought, and the Furioso Dreadnought. So it's almost, yeah, it's a Blood Angels, it's a full company you have to take. So I don't know how many points you have to fit there. And then what is given to you if you take all these is that if this formation is choosing as your primary detachment, you can reroll the Warlord traits, as is very common on all these formations. Then you have objective secure, so all troops from this formation have objective secure. And then furthermore, you have the Red Thirst. So in a turn in which a model from this formation charges into combat, the model adds +1 to the initiatives. So with the Furious Charge, in the charge you will have +1 to strength and +1 to initiative. Until the end of the phase, of course. A model that has and then if you make a disorder charge, you don't have it later. Okay? So if we keep looking here, then the army special rules, well, all of them have Furious Charge, and then also have combat squads. The Warlord traits, when I read the Warlord traits, I don't feel they are very strong Warlord traits. I think are pretty average. So the Red Rampage, that is have a lot of them, is your Warlord have Rampage special rule. So it's not bad, but it's not nothing special. Then you have a Speed of Primarch, that you add +1 to initiative. This is better from my point of view. Then we have Artisan of War. Dominate one weapon carried by your Warlord. The weapon has Mastercraft special rule. Note, however, that this cannot be applied to any relics of Baal. I think this 3 is very poor, especially depending on the one that I think it's very poor just to add Mastercraft. Then we have the Soul Warden. Your Warlord have Adamantium Will special rule. This is not bad, but it's not a game changer neither. Then we have the 5 Descent of the Angels. Units in your Warlord's detachment with the Jump, Flyer or Skimmer unit type can reroll Failed Reserve. In addition, Jump and Skimmer units from your Warlord's detachment arriving from Deep Strike scatter d6 instead of the 2d6. This is, I think, the best Warlord trait from the Blood Angels. And then we have the Heroic Burying friendly units from armies of the Imperium within 12 inches of the Warlord have Fearless special rule. This is also quite strong. So the 5 and 6 are very good, the other I think are very average and not that good. Then we can go, I can jump this part, we have all the description of all the different weapons. And I will not go into all the equipment and weapons. There are nothing, I think the ones that are different I already mentioned it before. And we can go directly to what we have in Relics of Baal. We have the Angel's Wing. Some is a model with the Angel's Wing gains the jump pack type described in Warhammer. So it's a jump pack. And a unit containing a model with the Angel's Wing might reroll the scatter dice to determine their final position when arriving by Deep Strike. They may also reroll any rolls on the Deep Strike mishap table. So it's making much safer when you come from Deep Strike if you have a character in the unit with the Angel's Wing. Then we have the Crown Angelic. A model with the Crown Angelic has the Fear special rule. Has the Fear special rule. In addition, the enemy suffers -2 to the leadership when taking fear test caused by this item. So it's not a game changer neither. Especially depends a lot against what you are fighting. Then the next one we have is the Veritas Vitae. The Veritas Vitae model with the Veritas Vitae generates an additional Warlord trait from strategic traits. So if you want to take 2 strategic traits, I think this is not that bad. If the additional trait is, and then if it's the same, you can reroll until it's different. Then we have the Galleon's Staff. This Galleon's Staff is a force weapon, and it's mainly for the Librarian. I think only the Librarian can take this one. And then is a staff that has +2 strength, AP 4, melee, concussive force, and rage foiled. And rage foiled means that a model with the Galleon staff can reroll any dice of 1 when making a psychic test, but will immediately suffer a wound with no save of any kind for each reroll once. So if you if you have a 1 and you want to reroll, if you have another 1, then you receive a wound. Then we have the Fury of Baal, that is a plasma pistol, that is Mastercraft, no more to say. And we have the Valor's Edge, that is a close combat weapon that have the strength of the user and AP2. So I'm not very impressed by the relics. Maybe the staff can be good if you want to reinforce. And then we can go to the new deck of the Primaries power, so of the Sanguinary power, sorry. Then the Primaries power is a blessing that targets the Psyker or any friendly unit within 12 inches of the Psyker. While this power is in effect, the target has fleet special rules and plus D3 initiative and attack. So it's making this unit, is what I say, is they are very related to close combat, and this Primaries power is very good. It's a very nice blessing. Plus 1d3 to initiative and attacks. Wow, if you put this on the Death Company, they are going to be a mid-shredder. So then we have Fear of the Darkness. Is a malediction that targets a single enemy unit within 12 inches. The target must immediately take a moral check with -2 to leadership modifier, and does not say anything about that and they shall know no fear are immune to this. So there is not any restriction on who can be the target, so it looks more interesting, this power. Then we have the Unleashed Rage. Unleashed Rage is a blessing that targets single friendly unit within 18 inches. While this power is in effect, the target has the Rage special rule, and if you already have Rage, then you have +1 attack. Can you imagine you add this plus the previous blessing? Is going to be a very deadly combination if you start boosting units with all these powers. Then we have the Blood Boil. All the powers up to now were charge 1, and the Blood Boil, the number 4 is the charge 2, is a focus Witchfire. The target has to take 2 toughness tests. If it's dead, then you create explosion of strength 4 AP5 with ignoring cover. So it's a focus fire with a nice result if you manage to kill your target. Then the 5th is also Warp Chase 2. Is a lance, is a beam that have it's called the Blood Lance. Is a beam that have a strength 8, AP1, assault and lance, and is 12 inches. And the last one is a Wings of Sanguinus. It's a blessing that you can move a unit that is within 12 inches. You can move this unit 12 inches additionally in the secret phase, and this unit cannot assault. So this can make you very mobile. So summarizing, what I see in that codex is a codex that have a lot of mobility, very oriented into close combat, so it's very scary, a lot of things to try to increase your close combat, and very strong. I think I just need to, we have, at the end of any other codex, we also have the Baal Strike Force. And the Baal Strike Force is like in all the other codex, is composed of 1 HQ, 2 troops and 1 elite. And then you can add 1 HQ, 4 troops, 3 elites and 3 fast attacks. The difference is that you have more elites than any other codex. And then you can add you will have the Angels Virtue, so you can roll for the Warlord trait, and the detachment. If it's your main detachment, they will have 1 to each initiative when assaulting. So you will recover the Furious Charge of the past, +1 strength and +1 initiative. So I think if you want to do Blood Angels, oriented him to close combat. They are going to be close combat beasts. They are going to be very good in close combat. They are going to be very strong. A lot of abilities and skills to boost your close combat. A lot of options for close combat, and you have the speed with all the different jump pack units, and also the vehicles that are fast. So going in arena that is also fast, it's going to put you very easily in the front of your enemy. I think you can. They have a lot of possibilities from using Terminators and to the jump packs. But I think if you want to do Blood Angels, take what is different from the basic Space Marines and focus on. I will focus on the jump pack units. So very solid, very strong for close combat, and I would like to see them more now on the battlefield. So I hope you find this review useful. Sorry if I've been a little bit too long, but I wanted to go through all the different rules and all the different units in the codex. Maybe it's a little bit too long, this video, but I think it's worth it to do it. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and see you again later. Bye!